Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name CarriersCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this, we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. So such friends, I'll highly suggest you to watch our video, as they will be very beneficial for you in the long.
Hello everyone. In this video we will be discussing important current affairs of the March month. Alright, this will be a compiled session of the whole month, and it will be very interesting and will be helpful for your preparation. Also friends, do watch this video till the end and also take down the notes of important points that we will be discussing. You will be learning multiple things in this video, so stay tuned with us. Let's start. First question. According to UNCTAD, the global trade in goods is expected to rise by about -% in the first quarter. That means we are talking about the products. All right. And second, we are talking about service. It is saying that the global trade in goods is expected to rise by about -% in the first quarter, while the service trade is projected to will be growing by 3%. So we know what is service market, that is provided, say for example banks provide you, fintech sector provide you, education sector that is providing you, all right, the online services, and the products are the manufactured products that we sell. So it is asking that by what percent it is expected that the product sector will be growing. It is by 1%, and service sector is expected to grow by about 3%, and this whole data is released by UNCTAD. Next is name the country that recently became the member of the new development bank. Tell me which is the country who became the new member of the new development bank. Which is it? It is your Egypt. Egypt has recently became the new member of the new development bank. All right, it is this new development bank is also known as BRICS Development Bank, and we know now that there is a high chance that BRICS will be launching their own currency that will be gold backed. If we talk about gold is on the highest level as of now, and it is trading close to 62,500. Next, similarly, if I ask you which country has joined NATO and became their 31st member, it is your Finland. And remember, Sweden is in pipeline, and there is a high chance that Sweden will also be a part of it. Apart from this, if I ask you which is the first foreign university that have set up a campus in India, and that campus will be in Gujarat. And what is the name of that university? It is your Australia's Deakin University. Right? Then where was 3-day Raizana dialogue held? 3-day Raizana dialogue held. It was in New Delhi and it was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Then International Yoga Day. When do we observe International Yoga Day or where did we observe it? It was observed in Rishikesh. Alright, not exactly day, let's call it festival. International Yoga Festival, where was it observed? It was observed in Rishikesh. Then there was a campaign that is Catch the Rain campaign. It is basically to conserve water and it was launched by whom? It was launched by President Draupadi Murmu. Next, according to TransUnion Civil Sidbi MSME Pulse report that was released in March, the loan disbursement to the MSME sector grew by how much percent? It grew by almost 24% in the second quarter or from July to September of fiscal year 23. Direct that the loans in this MSME sector has grown by 24% in the second quarter. All right, and this data was released by TransUnion Civil Sidbi MSME Pulse report. Next, Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Narendra Singh Tomar, he have launched DigiClaim, and this is to claim the crop insurance through NCIP portal, that is your National Crop Insurance Portal, under the ambit of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. What is this DigiClaim? Basically, it is to provide the insurance and help the farmers claim their insurance for their crops. This was launched under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. All right, and they will be claiming this insurance through National Crop Insurance Portal. Apart from this, tell me Yuva Utsav. Yuva Utsav. Where was this held? This was held in Punjab, Yuva Utsav, and it was launched by Anurag Thakur. Next, in March, Dash became the first state to pass the Right to Health Act. Important. Here, OPDs will be made free so that patients can visit the doctor without any charge. And even the treatment in some hospitals, that are the private hospitals, will be made free under this Right to Health Act. Question asked here is which state made it, or which state became the first state to pass the Right to Health Act? It is your Rajasthan. Right? It is your Rajasthan that has passed the Right to Health Act. Alright. If asked what is the full form of OPD, it is Outpatient Department. Then tell me which is the 53rd district of Madhya Pradesh. It is your Maoganj. Maoganj is the 53rd district of Madhya Pradesh. Next, India's first quantum computing based telecom network link was operational between Sanchar Bhavan and NIC, that is your National Informatics Center office, that is located in New Delhi. So between Sanchar Bhavan and NIC, this first quantum computing based telecom network link was operational. Right? Apart from this, if I ask you 2-day Millet Mahotsav, 2-day long Millet Mahotsav, where was that observed? It was observed in Agra. Next, if I ask you, tell me 7th edition of the International Dhama, 7th edition of International Dharma Dhama Conference, Dharma Dhama Conference, where was this held? This was held in Bhopal. Then similarly, tell me where was the Good Governance Conference held? Good Governance Conference. This Good Governance Conference was held in Bhopal and it was inaugurated by whom? It was inaugurated by Jitendra Singh. Right? Then Go Green, Go Organic. Go Green, Go Organic. This was a cover that was launched for Sikkim state. Remember this. It was launched by whom? It was launched by Ashwini Vaishnav. And next thing you need to remember, the first state in India to go 100% organic is also your Sikkim. 100% organic state is your Sikkim state. Next, which of the following company recently developed India's first bauxite certified reference material, that is BAC B1201? This was developed by whom? It is your two organization that you need to remember, NALCO, NALCO, and second is your Bhabha Atomic Research. So National Aluminium Company Limited and Bhabha Atomic Research Center, these two organizations together developed India's first bauxite certified reference material, BARC 1201. Name the organization that recently approved $108 million loan for Assam Integrated River Basin Management Project, that is AIR BMP. It is to improve the preparedness and enhance the flood forecasting in Assam. In order to be prepared for disaster beforehand and to prepare for the same, to do the changes and to do the upgradation in the equipment, recently $108 million were approved by which organization? It is your World Bank that has approved this amount for the Assam state for the flood or disaster, basically to prepare for the disaster, for disaster preparedness. This was approved. This amount will be given by the branch of or by the arm of World Bank, that is IBRD, International Bank of Reconstruction and Development. It is administered by World Bank only, and here the maturity period is 11.5 years with a grace period of 4 years. Next, in March 2023, S&P Global Rating projected India's economic growth to be dash in fiscal year 24. So remember, S&P Global Rating projected India's GDP to be growing by 6%. If we talk about RBI is expecting India to be growing by 7%, and their target to bring inflation in India by 2024 is almost 4%. Next, if I ask you, tell me a self-employment scheme for single women. Self-employment scheme for single women. This was launched by whom? Which state it was launched? It was launched by Uttarakhand. Next, ISRO. ISRO recently launched how many satellites of OneWeb, and OneWeb is a company of United Kingdom. These satellites were launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota range in Andhra Pradesh, and they were launched using LVM3. Alright, so how many vessels were launched or how many satellites were launched? 36 satellites were launched by ISRO, and ISRO used LVM3, that is Launch Vehicle Mark 3, to launch these 36 OneWeb satellites and OneWeb Generation 1 satellites. Alright, and OneWeb is the company of United Kingdom. Now, apart from India, remember UPI will be used in UAE, Mauritius, Indonesia, in Singapore as well. Alright, and multiple other countries are in pipeline. Name the organization that recently released a report with key highlighting that India's potential of economic growth can get a boost if the government accelerates the implementation of its ambitious reform agenda. I repeat, which organization released a report with key highlighting that India's potential economic growth can get a boost if the government accelerates the implementation of its ambitious reforms agenda? It is your World Bank. Next, Securities and Exchange Board of India extended the deadline for updating the choice of nomination by existing investors with trading and demat accounts until dash. So earlier it was 31st of March, and now it has been extended till 30th of September for updating the choice of nomination by the existing investors. Next, one more thing, if even after 30th of September Any account with no update on the nomination will be frozen for trade and other debits. Which organization, along with ICAR, has recently issued the Delhi Declaration on Modernization of Agriculture Education System in alignment with the National Education Policy? So, first, if we talk about NEP, it was first launched in 1968, second came in 1986, and third came in 2020. 1986 policy was edited in 1992, but no new policy was launched. So, first, second, and third. Now it is saying that which organization has tied up with ICAR for the or to issue a Delhi declaration on modernization of agriculture and to use new technologies that are coming up in the market in this agriculture sector. Say for example, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, drones, then use of the satellite data. And if you remember, a country that has launched a fully dedicated satellite for agriculture sector is your South Africa, and they are even generating revenue from this particular satellite. All right, so we can use all these technology in the agriculture sector to make it more advanced. And for the same, which organization has tied up with them with ICAR under NEP? It is your World Bank. Next, if I ask you who has been appointed as the new president of Nigeria. New president of Nigeria. He is Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu. Right? Next, in terms of price growth, which Indian city has shown the highest price growth in India? It is your Mumbai. Mumbai was on the 37th place in terms of the price growth in the luxury housing. On top, it is your Dubai. And even if we talk about Bangalore, remember recently there was a data that stated that the rents in Bangalore has almost doubled since pandemic. Then if we talk about electoral democracy index, what is the rank of India here? India's rank is 108 in electoral democracy index. And if we talk about Denmark, it is on the first position. Similarly, if we talk about Moody's is expecting that India will be growing by just 5.5% in 2023. Then which airline have got 25.1% stake in Air India Group? It is your Singapore Airlines. Next, which state's Gandhamardhan Hill was recently declared as the India's 37th biodiversity heritage? So remember, this Gandhamardhan Hill, it is located in Odisha and it has been declared as the India's 37th biodiversity heritage site. Right? And it is the 37th biodiversity heritage site that you have to remember. Apart from this, if I ask you, tell me, who will be the head of Shastra Seema Bal? Shastra Seema Bal. Who is the head of this Shastra Seema Bal? She is an IPS officer, Rashmi Shukla. Right? Next, who is the Controller General of Accounts of India? S. Dubey is the current Controller General Accounts of India. Next, along with IL-78 mid-air refueler aircraft that took part in the exercise, that is Cobra Warrior 2023. Remember, India along with Finland and Saudi Arabia, these three countries for the first time took part in this exercise Cobra Warrior that was conducted by UK. And in this exercise from Indian side, IL-78 mid-air refueler aircraft, and along with this Mirage 2000 fighters and C-17 Globemaster third aircraft, they took part in this exercise along with IL-78 mid-air refueler aircraft. Right? And this is for the first time this India took part in this Cobra Warrior exercise. NPCI, they have announced that UPI transaction of above 2000 rupees using the prepaid payment instrument, that is PPI, will attract an interchange fee of around 0.5% to 1.1%. All right. And here, if you go for a payment for above 2000 for any education, agriculture sector, mutual funds, or your government insurance, railways respectively, then you will be having a charge of 0.9 to 1% at the UPI transactions. If we talk about BBC, Indian Sports Women of the Year Award for 2022, this was awarded to Mirabai Chanu. Next, name the personality who has recently taken over as the president of Assocham. Who is the president of Assocham? Directly the question is being asked here. So, who is the new president of Assocham? That is your Associate Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Who he will be? He is Ajay Singh. Alright, and he will replace whom? He will be replacing Sumant Sinha. Alright, he will be replacing whom? Sumant Sinha. Then if I ask you, recently Yaosheng festival was held. Yaosheng festival. Where was this festival held? Yaosheng festival, it was in Manipur. Then Indian Pharma Fair. Indian FARMA. Alright, FHARMA, not P, Pharma Fair. This Indian Pharma Fair, where was this held? It was held in UP, Uttar Pradesh, and it was the 8th edition of this Indian Pharma Fair. Next, when was United Nations first ever International Day of Zero Waste observed? International Day of Zero Waste was observed on 30th of March. Alright, important. And it was the inaugural edition, or we can say the first edition of this day. It was observed to create importance or create awareness about the importance of zero waste and encourage everyone to reduce the waste and minimize the waste in their life and to follow a circular economy. Then next, if I ask you, tell me who introduced the fourth women policy. This was introduced by which state? It was introduced by Maharashtra. Then there was a plantation drive that was held in Jammu and Kashmir. It was held during the occasion of International Women's Day. Next, which country's central bank has recently inked an MOU with RBI to promote collaboration and facilitate innovation in the financial products and services? So, country's central bank has recently inked an MOU with RBI to promote collaboration and facilitate innovation in the financial products and services. So, which country's central bank? It is your UAE, United Arab Emirates. Apart from this, fourth edition of the Youth 20 consultation meeting, where was this held? This was held in Pune, Maharashtra. Then, which state government has allowed the poppy cultivation? Allowed the poppy cultivation. It is your West Bengal. Next, name the organization that recently signed a loan agreement worth 500 million with Government of India for the construction of Green National Highway Corridor projects in 4 Indian states. It will be your World Bank. World Bank has recently approved a loan worth $500 million for with the Government of India or for the Government of India for the construction of Green National Highway Corridor projects in the 4 Indian states. Right? Similarly, if I ask you, tell me, Arogya Mahila. This was the campaign, a new health program that was launched for the women in the state of Telangana. Arogya Mahila. Who was recently named as the Governor of the Year for 2023 during the 10th Central Banking Award. He is the Governor of RBI, Shaktikant Das. He was named as the Governor of the Year for 2023 during the 10th edition of the Central Banking Awards. Alright, and this was the 10th edition of the Central Banking Awards during which he was named. Similarly, if I ask you which was the Central Bank of the Year, Which bank was awarded with the Central Bank of the Year award? It will be your Central Bank of Ukraine. The reason being, though there is a war going on, but still the employees and this bank is working hard to keep their economy functioning. Next, when was the first ever International Day of Disarmament and Non-Proliferation Awareness 2023 observed across the globe by UN? So it is observed on 5th of March. When do we observe it? It is observed on 5th of March. Next, as per the CRISIL annual growth forecast of the India's gross domestic product growth will touch 6% in the fiscal year 24. That is slower than the 7% that was early estimated by NSO for fiscal year 23. So correct option is option 4. Next, which bank was recently honored with the Innovation in Consumer Tech Award for India's first visual voice vernacular banking application at the 30th Aegis of Graham Bell Awards? So, which bank was honored with the Innovation in Consumer Tech Award for first visual voice vernacular banking application? That is, this is providing application the language in multiple languages, and here are 8 regional languages that are being provided. And this bank is your Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, and they have launched their application, that is Hello Ujjivan, and under this only they are providing with this all facilities. This application was developed by Navana.ai, and it is available in 8 regional languages. Next, name the company that recently received India's first BIS license to produce fire resistant steel for the first time in India. Which is the company we are talking about here? It is your Jindal Steel and Power Limited. They have recently received the first ever BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standards license to produce fire resistant steel for the first time in India. Alright, and these fire resistant steel can withstand a temperature of up to 600 degrees Celsius for a maximum period of 3 hours. Next, RBI permitted India and which country to trade in national currencies via special rupee Vostro account? So India, or we can say India and Tanzania, they will now be trading in Indian rupees through Vostro accounts that RBI or Indian banks have opened into the banks of Tanzania. Right? And not just this, remember, apart from it, 18 other countries are willing to settle the trade in Indian rupees. Right? This is also an interesting thing that you should know. Moving on. Name the organization that signed an MOU with Africa India Economic Foundation to build cooperation in the MSME sector, the privates and the public sectors of African countries and Indian country. So remember, this MOU was signed between African Union and Africa India Economic Foundation. Basically, what here will be done is that the MSMEs that are present in India and African countries, in order to provide a boost to them, in order to provide help them, in order to give them funding or technology, whatever it is required to strengthen those sectors, both private and public sectors of both African countries and India countries. Next, as per the Ministry of Finance report of monthly economic review for February 2023, it was released in March. The Indian economy is projected to grow by 7% in the fiscal year 22-23. All right, it is by the Ministry of Finance. Next, name the state government that recently signed an MOU with central government to establish India's first PM Mitra Park, that is first PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel Park. This PM Mitra, remember, this is related to which sector? It is related to textile sector. And this PM Mitra Park, one of which will be for the first PM Mitra Walk, will be set up at what location? It will be in Tamil Nadu. Alright, there will be 7 PM Mitra Park, among which the first will be in Tamil Nadu. Right? Next, name the organization that recently signed a new accreditation master agreement with Green Climate Fund for 5 years to provide vital climate finance to countries in the critical decade for action. We know the climate change is happening, and in order to take care of our climate, we need to do a spending, and the spending will be done for the infrastructure development to follow the sustainable development goals, to reduce the pollution, to change our energy resources. Like we are generating energy as of now from fossil fuels, right? But we need to shift it to the renewable sources of energy, to greener sources of energy, which won't be polluting the environment. So for that, investment will be required. So for to provide that investment, it is your United Nations Development Program that signed a new accreditation master agreement with Green Climate Fund for 5 years that will be providing vital climate finance to various countries in the need of critical action. All right, and this amount will be for 5 years. Where is the headquarter of United Nations Development Program? It is in New York. Next, if I ask you, tell me, first methanol run buses were launched in Bangalore by Nitin Gadkari. Then G20 Flower Festival. This was the first edition of the G20 Flower Festival that was held in New Delhi. Right? Next is Yoga Mahotsav. Yoga Mahotsav was held in New Delhi also. Then recently, tell me, World Food India. World Food India 2023. Where was this held? It was held in New Delhi. Then recently, tell me, which was the first, or which became the first metro in India to accept digital currency for parking? It is your Kochi Metro. Kochi Metro is accepting digital currency for parking. Then which state became the first state to start insurance scheme for sericulturists? It is your Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand became the first state in India to launch scheme for insurance scheme for sericulturists. Right? Then tell me, if I ask you, who is the first women pilot of a Vande Bharat Express train? Surekha Yadav. Surekha Yadav. Next, if I ask you, third edition of Divya Kala Mela. The third edition of Divya Kala Mela was inaugurated at Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Right? And India will host SCO Tourism Ministers Meet, and it will be held in Varanasi. Right? Next, which of the following IIT are recently featured among the top 50 in the subject of engineering and technology in the QS World University ranking by subject? It is your IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. They both are ranked among the QS Quackrelli Simon World University ranking by subjects list. All right, IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi. If we talk about IIT Bombay, what is the rank here of IIT Bombay? It is 47th, and IIT Delhi is ranked at 48th. Which bank organization signed a 750 crore rupees loan agreement with SAEL Industries Limited to promote biomass energy generation? It is your Asian Development Bank that has provided this with 750 crore rupees loan, and this amount is provided to basically generate biogas energy, that is your energy by the degradation of the organic material. All right, waste will be utilized here from agriculture sector and various other sectors so that they can generate biogas. Next, Fringex. In which city the first edition of this joint military exercise Fringex was conducted between Indian and French army? So this exercise was held in Trivandrum, Kerala, and it was the first edition, or we can say the inaugural edition of the Fringex, Frinjex, that is between Indian Army and French Army. It was from 7th and 8th of March, and it was in Trivandrum, Kerala. Next, which organization released a report with the key finding that the number of acutely malnourished pregnant and breastfeeding women to be increased by 25% between 2020 and 2022 in 12 countries? It is your UNICEF. This was released by UNICEF. Next, and remember this was launched on International Women's Day that is observed on 8th of March. Next, who has recently won the Pritzker Architecture Prize for 2023? It is your David Allen Chipperfield has recently won the Pritzker Architecture Prize for 2023. And David Allen Chipperfield, he's a 69-year-old British civic architect, urban planner, and an activist, and he has won the 52nd, or he will be the 52nd winner of this Pritzker Architecture Prize. Also remember, this is known as the uh, Nobel Prize in the field of architecture. All right. Next, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani was sworn in as the Prime Minister of which country? He was sworn in as the Prime Minister of Qatar. Next, as per the new International Women's Day study that report from the City Index 2023, India has the highest number of female billionaires in the world. India has the fifth highest number of female billionaires in the world, while United States of America tops the list with a total of 92 female billionaires. So the correct option here is option 2. Right? Who is the richest Indian? Here, richest woman in India, and she has a net worth of $16.96 billion, and she is Savitri Jindal. Savitri Jindal. Next, which state in which state became the first state in India to begin the commercial cultivation of licorice, that is mulethi? So it is your which state? It is your Himachal Pradesh that became the first state in India to begin the commercial cultivation of licorice, that is mulethi. Next, name which organization has recently released a report that states nations must make massive efforts to reduce the salt or your sodium intake. That is your NaCl is your sodium chloride and Na is for sodium. All right, this data was released by which organization? It was released by World Health Organization, and according to the report of WHO, it stated that globally people should reduce the intake of sodium, and they should basically reduce it. Why? Because this leads to developing cancer and heart disease and also strokes in individuals. Next, under the guideline, there is a reward system set up to dash to informants for sharing credible information tips about the assets of defaulters. So remember, recently SEBI, in the exercise of its power conferred under the Section 11 of SEBI Act of 1922, under these guidelines, there is a reward system of up to 20 lakh rupees for the sharing of credible information or tips about the assets of defaulters. If there is any defaulter and you have the information for the same, and if you want to share the tip, you can be rewarded up to 20 lakh rupees for the same. Next, name the union minister who recently launched the first edition of the Women Icons Leading Swachhta Award, that is your WIN Award. So who is the union minister? It was led by Hardeep Singh Puri, who is our Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs, and he launched the first ever edition of the Women Icons Leading Swachhta Award, that is your WINS Award. All right, and it is basically to highlight the impact of women in sanitation and waste management. It is your WIN Award, Women Icons Leading Swachhta Awards. Who has been reappointed as the MD and CEO of IndusInd Bank by RBI? Direct question. He is Sumant Katpalia ji. He has been reappointed as the MD and CEO of the IndusInd Bank for another 2 years, and this reappointment was done by RBI. Next, PM Narendra Modi dedicated the world's longest platform at Sri Siddharodha Swamiji Hubali station, And where is this located? This is located in Karnataka. This is the world's longest railway platform that is in Hubali, Karnataka, and it has been also acknowledged by the Guinness Book of World Records. This platform is 1507 meters long and it has been built at a cost of 20 crore rupees. Next, as per the Landslides Atlas of India report that was released in March, Uttarakhand's dash first and second are the most landslide prone districts in India. See, Landslides Atlas of India, they released a report about the landslide index, and they suggested there are some districts in multiple states of India that are very prone to landslide, as earthquakes do generally happen there, and because of that there will be landslide happening. So if we talk about for the same, remember Rudraprag on the first position, it is the district of Uttarakhand, and Tehri Garhwal, it is on the second position, that is the district of Uttarakhand. So these two locations are very important that you need to remember. And according to their on third position, it is your Thrissur of Kerala that ranked third in this report. This data is Landslide Atlas of India. It was prepared by Hyderabad, Telangana based National Remote Sensing Center along with ISRO, that is a arm of ISRO only, and they suggested that Rudraprayag on first position and Tehri Garhwal on second position. These are the two districts that are land prone districts in India of Uttarakhand, and on third position is your Thrissur, that is in Kerala. Next, Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari has recently unveiled the India's first and world's second 100% methanol powered 10-ton prototype truck. The question asked here is, where was this launched? I had told you earlier in this video also, this was launched in Bangalore, Karnataka. That is the India's first and world's second 100% methanol powered 10-ton prototype truck, all right, in Bangalore, Karnataka. Question can also be asked in vice versa, that this 100% methanol powered 10-ton prototype truck was unveiled by whom? Nitin Gadkari. Next, which organization of the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has recently received the infrastructure finance company status from RBI? Which is it? It is your IREDA, right? This IFC status will also help the company to access a wider investor base for fund mobilization. Apart from this, if I ask you, tell me who participated in the 19th BIMSTEC ministerial meeting? Rajkumar Singh. Next, if I ask you, India is the world's largest arm importer. This was released in the data released by SIPRI. Then if I ask you, tell me who has partnered with ITC to offer rural lending product? It is your Axis Bank. Next, if I ask you, tell me IDFC. IDFC Mutual Fund has rebranded itself to what? To Bandhan Mutual Fund. Coming back to questions, RBI infused how much amount into the banking system through a 14-day variable repo rate auction? So RBI has infused almost 82,650 crore rupees into the banking system through a 14-day variable repo rate auction. Next, which mutual fund recently renamed to the India's first US debt exchange traded fund? IDFC US Treasury Bond 01 Year Fund of Fund. So I just mentioned IDFC was renamed to Bandhan Mutual Fund. Next, which bank recently launched industry's first co-branded credit card along with Flipkart Warehouse? Which is it? Which is the bank that has launched the industry's first co-branded credit card along with Flipkart Warehouse, Flipkart Wholesale? It is your HDFC Bank. This credit card will run on the Diners Club International Network, that is a part of the Discover Global Network, and this card could be used in more than 200 countries around the world where Diners Club cards are acceptable. Next, which institute signed an MOU with the United Nations Association Mission Group? It is your Indian Institute of Information Technology Design and Manufacturing in Kurnool district. All right, of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Next, tell me who has been sworn in as the Chief Minister of Tripura for second time? Manik Shah. Then who became the first women officer to command a fighter unit in Indian Air Force? Shalija Dhami. Next, tell me who became the new Chief Minister of Nagaland for the fifth time? Nephew Rio. Who has been elected as the new Nepal President? Ramchandra Podalji. Who is the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Mutual Fund? B. Gop Kumar. Who is the new MD and CEO of Hindustan Unilever Limited? Rohit Java. And for the third time, who has been elected as the President of China? He will be Xi Jinping. Next, in which state government of India recently approved 2880 megawatt Dibang multipurpose project, that is the largest ever hydropower project within the investment of $3.9 billion. Who he will be? Tell me. Which state is it that has, which state of government of India approved this amount of Dibang multipurpose project? See, if you don't know the answer, no, still you can see Dibang. Where is Dibang located? Dibang is located in Arunachal Pradesh. All right, and this is the largest ever hydropower project worth $3.9 billion. Next, as per the Reserve Bank of India, for the quarterly statistics on deposits and credits of SCBs, this report was released in February 2023, and the bank credit growth in the third quarter dropped to how much percent? It dropped to 16.8% as compared with the 17.2% in the second quarter of fiscal year 23. Next, which state government is set to establish India's first government mother milk bank? Important. This will be the first mother milk bank and it will be set up in Uttarakhand. Here, the mothers can donate their milk for the newborn babies of other mothers who died during pregnancy, and that milk will be used to feed those newborn babies. All right, and remember, this was launched in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand became the first government to launch a mother milk bank. Next, sectoral, as per the sectoral deployment of bank credit January 2023, the data released from RBI in February 2023, the offtake loan from retail and non-banking financial companies led to a rise in the credit to service of almost 21.5% in January compared to 5.7% in January 2022. Next, which organization recently agreed to provide 1311.20 crore under phase 1 of the proposed infrastructure development investment program in Himachal Pradesh? It is your Asian Development Bank. Here the total cost of the project is 2357 crore rupees. All right. Next, as per the data released by NSO in February, India's GDP decreased to 4.4% in the third quarter, that is from October to December. That was in second quarter be 6.3%, that is from July to September, and in the first quarter it was around 13.3 or 13.6%. So the correct option is 4.4. It reduced to 4.4% in the third quarter. Next, according to Moody's Global Macro Outlook, what is the GDP of India? Earlier, they projected India's GDP to be growing by 4.8%, and they have increased it to 5.5%. All right. Next is name the personality who recently awarded 2022 Marconi Prize for his fundamental discoveries in wired and wireless network, mobile sensing and distributed systems. Who he will be? He is, name the person, I repeat, who was honored with the 2023 Marconi Prize for fundamental discoveries in the wired and wireless networking, mobile sensing and distributed systems, Hari Balakrishnan. All right, he was honored with the 2023 Marconi Prize. Very important. Next, also remember this Marconi Prize is also known as Nobel Prize for Communication. Nobel Prize for Communication is Marconi prize. Nobel Prize for Mathematics is your Abel Prize. And Nobel Prize for Architecture is your Pritzker Prize. So these are some awards that you can also remember. Next, which bank has recently completed the acquisition of Citibank India's consumer banking for 11,603 crore rupees? Axis Bank. Next, name the organization that recently hosted Lifeathon, a hybrid hackathon to create a pro-planet network in collaboration with Niti Aayog. It is your which organization? That is United Nations Development Program. They have tied up or they have launched this Lifeathon, that is a hybrid hackathon to create a pro-planet network in collaboration with Niti Aayog. And it is a hackathon, that means here a problem set will be provided, and on that problem set various teams will be finding innovative solutions, and the best solution or a certain number of best solutions will be selected to be worked upon. Next, RBI launched the March 2023 round of its two surveys, Inflation Expectation Survey of Household, and second is your Consumer Confidence Survey that will provide useful input for RBI's monetary policy. So two surveys, first is your Inflation Expectation Survey of Households and second is your Consumer Confidence Survey. These two surveys were launched by RBI to provide useful input for the monetary policy, and these two surveys were conducted in the 19 cities. Next, name the bank that recently completed the first non-dollar transaction with Sri Lanka by paying for their export in Sri Lankan rupees. It is your State Bank of India. Next, United Nations celebrated the first ever World Seagrass Day across the globe on 1st of March 2023, and this day is basically to raise awareness about the importance of seagrass as a core component of marine biodiversity, and in order to reduce the threats these are facing and their contribution to the sustainable development is important, as these seagrass also basically removes the pollutions from the ocean and cleans the water. Next, name the organization bank that recently signed two loan programs, Public Health System for Pandemic Preparedness Program and Enhanced Health Service Delivery Program of $500 million each to support the India's healthcare sector. So remember, it is your World Bank. World Bank has basically launched two loan program. One loan program is basically for public health systems for pandemic preparedness, that is for pandemic, and second is for enhancing the health service sector of delivery program in India, and these two projects will be costing around, and for these two program basically we can say $500 million each is provided. Next, the world's first 200-meter long bamboo crash barrier named Bahubali has been installed on the Vani-Varora highway in Vidarbha. Where is it located, Vidarbha? It is located in Maharashtra. So the world's first 200-meter long bamboo crash barrier, Bahubali, it is located on the Varora highway in Maharashtra. Next, the High Seas Treaty. This is one of the most important treaties that was signed by United Nations, and it is the first international treaty that was named High Seas Treaty. Now the question asked here is, why was this launched? This sea treaty was launched basically to protect the marine biodiversity that lies outside the national boundaries. Alright, in order to, we can say, to protect the world's protected areas of the ocean, to protect those oceans. So here this High Sea Treaty places 30% of the world's ocean into the protected areas. Next, in March, Ministry of Home Affairs approved an MOU between India's Narcotic Control Bureau and Dash country's National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to prevent illicit trafficking and narcotic drugs. So remember, recently it was the Ministry of Home Affairs from India. They have signed an MOU with National Control Bureau of India and with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency of Nigerian country in order to solve the problem of drugs in India. Last year, almost 100 to 150 Nigerian people, residents, were captured in India with illicit drugs trafficking, and this led to this MOU only, or this led to this MOU between National Control Bureau and the Nigeria's National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in order to predict or in order to protect the people of India from drugs and to prevent this illicit drug trafficking that is happening. Which company has recently signed two contracts worth 3700 crore rupees with Ministry of Defense to procure Arudhra, that is a medium power radar, and 129 DR118 radar warning receivers for the Indian Air Force. First thing is clear that recently we will be providing these all equipments to Indian Air Force, right? And which company will be providing these equipment to Indian Air Force? It is your Bharat Electronics Limited, that is your BEL. They have signed two contracts. One of them is for 3700 crore rupees, and that is with Ministry of Defense to procure Arudhra, right? That is a medium power radar. And second contract is for procuring 129 DR118 radar warning receivers, and these two contracts and the equipments that will be procured by Bharat Electronics Limited from these two contracts, and they will be delivered to Indian Air Force, right? Next, Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbandana Sonowal ji, virtually inaugurated or virtually launched Sagar Manthan. That is a real-time performance monitoring dashboard of Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. We are talking about a dashboard. This dashboard, what is it? It is Sagar Manthan. Alright, a dashboard Sagar Manthan was recently launched. It is a real-time performance monitoring dashboard that will be for port, shipping and waterways industry. Alright, it is a digital platform that will be containing integrated data of various ministries and also the projects that are going on, and the real-time information for the same will be provided here. You can do data visualization here. You will be able to have real-time monitoring, better communication between two sectors of the same industry can be done. All right, data-driven decision making can be done. Various, like we are going into an era of artificial intelligence now, so we can implement also artificial intelligence into sorting the data and playing with the data that will give us better result in the future. So this Sagar Manthan was recently launched. Now the question asked here is, which of the following is not a current feature of Sagar Manthan? Which of them is not a correct feature? So if we look at it, data visualization, yes, it is correct feature. Improved communication, it is. Real-time monitoring, it is. Increased accountability, it is. But if we are talking about live streaming from drones, this won't be done, right? There will be no live streaming for the drones. Live streaming of the drones can be done in which sector? In agriculture sector. When we want to do monitoring or we want to do surveillance of any particular area, then we can do live stream with the help of drones. That we can use them in defense sector also along with the border of India, so that if there is any intrusion, that can be detected, right? So this is your Sagar Manthan launched by Sarbanda Sonowal ji. It is a real-time performance monitoring dashboard, and it was launched by Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. Next, if I ask you, tell me recently which edition of Stop TB Partnership was chaired by Health Minister? It was the 36th edition of the board meeting. Then Vedic Heritage Portal. Vedic Heritage Portal. This Vedic Heritage Portal was launched by whom or inaugurated by whom and where? It was inaugurated by Amit Shah, who is our Home Minister, and it was inaugurated where? In New Delhi, right? Then tell me, where will be the G20 Research and Innovation Initiative Gathering will be held? I repeat, G20 Research and Innovation Gathering. This will be held where? It will be held in Assam. It will be held in Assam. Then Call Before You Dig app. Call Before You Dig application. This Call Before You Dig app was launched by whom? This was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Next, recently a DigiClaim platform. A DigiClaim platform was launched for farmer insurance claims. This was for farmers insurance claims. All right, and it was also launched by the government of India only under this various claims insurance claim settlements into various be it accident, health insurance, life insurance, crop insurance will be done for the farmers, right? Then 23rd edition of India Soft, INDIASOFT, 23rd edition of India Soft. It was inaugurated by Anupriya Patel and it was held in New Delhi, right? Then if I ask you second edition of the G20 Sherpas meeting, I repeat, second edition of G20 Sherpas meeting held where? It was held in Kerala. New India literacy program was launched by Government of India, right? Then if I ask you where was the first edition of G20 disaster risk reduction working group meeting, disaster risk reduction working group meeting, where was this held? This was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Then tell me, Kangra tea. Kangra tea recently got the European GI tag. Can you tell me Kangra tea is from which state? It is from Himachal Pradesh and they recently got the European GI tag. Next, which state government is planning to rejuvenate almost 50 lakes? It is your Telangana government. All right, and these lakes are in Hyderabad. Next, who will be the new or who is expected to be the new president for World Bank? Why this is important? Because he is an Indian origin person, Ajay Banga. Next, can you tell me where was Elevate Expo? Elevate Expo held recently. Elevate Expo was held in Dubai and this is the 26th edition of the Elevate Expo that was held in Dubai. Recently, UNESCO released a report that stated that almost 26% of the world population does not have safe drinking water on regular basis. Next, who joined BRICS as the new member? It is your Egypt. And remember, if we are talking about BRICS, there is a high chance and there is a speculation that the BRICS is forming their own currency that will be the replacement or that can be a replacement of dollar. Next, Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Narendra Singh Tomar, they have launched DigiClaim. This is to claim crop insurance through National Crop Insurance Portal under the ambit of which scheme? So remember, if we are talking about DigiClaim, this is basically to claim the various crop insurance that for the farmers, and this it is asked that these DigiClaim was launched under the ambit of which scheme? It was launched under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, and remember, this was launched by Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, DigiClaim, and it is to claim crop insurance through National Crop Insurance Portal under the ambit of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Right? And what is the main aim here? To enable the farmers or to help the farmers to receive their insurance claim amount in a respective time and in an automated manner. Since the launch of this DigiClaim, as of now or on the same day, 1260 crore rupees of claim settlement has been done for the farmers in various states, be it Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand or Haryana. Next, name the country that recently joined India-led International Solar Alliance. This was launched by India along with France. It was launched in 2015. Headquarter of this is in Gurugram, Haryana. Right. Now the question asked here is which country has joined ISA, that is your India International Solar Alliance, ISA. So it is your Republic of Congo that have recently joined International Solar Alliance. Next is which bank has recently launched first credit card service in collaboration with 42 Card Solutions Private Limited. Which company is it that have launched the first credit card service in collaboration with 42 Card Solutions Private Limited? It is your City Union Bank. Right? So, friends, these are your important current affairs. I hope you have understood our questions and the information that we provided today. These were all very important. And if you find the session to be interesting, then do like the video. These two things are important. Do like it and do comment below, as this will motivate me to make better content for you on the regular basis, and it will be very helpful for us also. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.